Let's go. Streaming data free on the MTN network in South Africa.
This is Omnisport.
T's and C's apply.
We'll start off with Wembley, though. Daniel Dubois shocked the heavyweight boxing world when he beat the former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua with a brutal knockdown in the fifth round. This was after he knocked him down in the first, and he knocked him twice down in the third. Many think Joshua, at the age of 34, should retire after losing in that manner. But here's what Anthony Joshua had to say.
It's 13 world title fights. Not everyone's been successful, but everyone's been fun and entertaining. We're trying to create history for British boxing, and I think we're doing that. And probably you're asking, do I still want to continue fighting? Of course I want to continue fighting. That's what I said is, we took a shot at success and we came up short. And what does that mean now? We're going to run away? Or we're going to live to fight another day? And that's what I'm a warrior. And also, before I finish, we have to give credit to our opponent as well, Daniel. Even though when I sign up to fight opponents, I don't really like him in my head anymore. But now it's done. I take my hat off to him and say, well done, Tim and his team. And also thank you to my team as well for the way they prepared me. There was a few mistakes in there, but that's the name of the game. Fine margins can cost you at the top level.
Yeah, brutal knockout.
Yeah, I mean, he was just overwhelmed by the speed and the power of Dubois. He just didn't have an answer for it. And at 34, he looked sluggish. He attended that press conference, what he spoke there. He actually didn't answer any questions, but he just essentially just gave this statement about, no, he's going to carry on boxing. At 34, he's still young. I mean, George Foreman came back at the age of 50, as fat as anything, and still boxed. But I think, he doesn't seem to have it. Tyson Fury had a very good chirp. He said, that's cost me 150 million pounds, the silly C word. He said, because, but his manager said to him, no, you're still going to fight him, don't worry.
Yeah, no, there's too much money to be made, I think, for Anthony Joshua to quit. There's 150 million pounds being reported for that fight. And ain't no way anybody's walking away from that kind of money. All right, let's move over to some heartbreak for us in Argentina. The Springboks lost to Argentina 29-28 in Argentina to deny the world champions the Rugby championship title. Bok coach Rassie Erasmus was asked whether his team underestimated the Pumas.
Yeah, we knew Argentina had a chance to win the Rugby championships, and we knew that they were going to try and score 5 tries and get 30 more tries than us. Yeah, they really brought it to us. We expected that. We handled it well initially, but then when we got the yellow card, we got a little bit loose and they got 2-3 tries. So yes, we're on the same flight back home. It's going to be a very tough match at the moment.
Yeah, I wasn't sure about the yellow card. For correctly answer, it was a bit iffy, but you could see the TMO desperate to give it.
Yeah, couldn't wait to give it. Don't get involved. They love their attention, these VAR guys, or these fourth officials, or whatever we want to call them. Is they just love the attention. They make me absolutely sick. There's no need for you to get on TV. No need for you to be the main topic. But it is what it is. Rassie was also asked why he thought Argentina got the better of his men on the day.
I think Argentina took their chances. We certainly, a missed kick at the end we could have had smiles here, but it wasn't down. If we did many other things better, it wouldn't have come down to 1 point, one kick. So overall, there's not obviously the kicking we have to work on, but then there were our line that didn't function really well today, and Argentina was very clever in how they made the game very loose, which is well done by them.
The one thing Argentina are never going to lose is the passion battle. Hey, Kev.
Yeah, and they'll never lose the consistency battle because they're never going to win it. They are just an up and down team. It's the French of the Southern Hemisphere. It's the way they play. They either are brilliant or they're a bit iffy. And Rassie's right in that respect. The fact that we weren't consistent ourselves. The Springboks didn't look consistent at line-out, and particularly in the red zone. In that 22, they just look, let's just chuck it, and almost like brain fades.
Well, Rassie was asked whether it was a matter of the passion that got to the new sort of the young team in Argentina.
I don't think there was a problem with the emotions. We respect Argentina for the sense that we very much see the people of Argentina as very similar to South Africa. We see the passion very similar to the people of South Africa, and we knew that they, you play with passion and with pride and make it very personal, and they do. So I don't think that lacked of either teams out there. I think both teams showed a lot of passion. So now I think it will come down to the rugby side of things, the tactical side of things that we will work on.
Well, also the one thing, obviously with that loss, he would have liked to wrap it up and maybe give a few youngsters a go at Mbombela, but he might have to rotate now.
Well, yeah, he will do, and I think a lot of those youngsters won't play. I think he might revert to type. He might just change and tweak the tactics to be a little more conservative. But that said, in the first 15 minutes, Jesse Creel sniped through. Apili Farsi was brilliant, and those tactics worked. But then South Africa just aren't on that edge of being ruthless enough.
Well, he was asked about that selection dilemma because they didn't win. Here's what he said he's going to do at Mbombela next week.
As he was rested, will definitely coming into the mix. Would have been lovely to win this game. Obviously, we wanted to win this game. We knew we were taking a bit of a gamble with leaving 7 guys at home. But I mean, the loss is not nice, and we feel sad about that. But then I don't want to say lessons learned because that's an old cliche. But for some of the younger guys to experience this stadium, Argentinian support, and the way Argentina loosens up the game, in the future, maybe next time when they're here, they would know how it feels. I think there's 5 or 6 guys who hasn't played here before. And they will now know next time what we mean when we say it's brutal when you come here. And yes, but definitely we will. Those guys will come back into the mix like we planned beforehand.
The Boks was 17 points up. For those who didn't get up to watch it was 17 points up, and they couldn't hold on to that cushion. And I think it was important for Rassie to get asked about that because it was a young team, as he says. What lessons did they learn? And here's why he thought that the Boks just couldn't hang on to that 17-point cushion.
Yeah, well, we did start well. I'm always nervous with games when we start so well. We tend to be a team that grinds it back from when we're behind. But no, you're right there. We should have put them away there. Unfortunately, we got the yellow card. They really exploited that really well and got outside our defence a lot when Kirtley was off for those 10 minutes. And I think they scored 2 tries in that spell, if I'm correct. So I think that was the momentum shift. But no excuses in the second half. We were 15 men, and it was a close battle game. Look, we never saw ourselves here as the favourites because we did leave a couple of guys back home and wanted a few guys to experience, but we desperately wanted to win. But then in the same breath, Argentina must just get compliments for that. They deserve to win, even if Manie kicked it over, and we still think they played better on the day than us. And yes, it's going to be interesting. It's nice pressure again now. There's a lot of things we could have achieved today, but now it moves over to Mbombela, and we have to do it there.
Well, Manie didn't get the kick over. I think we all know that.
Yeah, well, we do. I'm surprised you didn't hear me shouting from my undisclosed location. He was, it was a pretty straightforward kick. But here's, I think, was it to blame? This is what Rassie had to say.
Yeah, no, you're right. I was really, not just for us winning the game, for him personally, I was so hoping he kicked over. He kicked really well the whole week and kicked so well at warm-up. He slaughtered everything, but it's pressure, But again, I don't think the game should have gone down to the wire of one man kicking it over. There was lots of opportunities where we lost the ball in lineouts, and just when we were inside the 22, we would give away a penalty. There was not a great display by us. So he'll get a lot of flack. We all know that. He'll have to find a way to manage that, and I'm sure we'll all get a lot of flack for him missing that kick. But it's definitely not. It shouldn't have been on the last kick for us to win the game. We should have done it much earlier.
No, we can't be missing those types of kicks in those types of games if you want to be the Springbok fly half with the new standard we have. I'm sorry, like Manie, that's it. He's now the third choice once Sasha comes back, surely.
possibly fourth. Remember, we've got Damon Villenso still got to come back, and he is a 10 and a 15. Yeah, Manie's head isn't right when it comes to kicking.
Yeah, and that's just not good enough. At test level, kick your points, make sure you can defend, and he can't do either. Listen, if you want to be in that position, too much is given, much is expected. If he can't deliver, this is not a bloody charity. It's not under 9 softball. Not everyone's getting a chance. Sorry, Manie, if you can't cut it, you got to go. Would love to hear what people have to say regarding that. On the other side, we've got Brendan Null, esteemed writer, rugby writer, and of course, podcast host. He will discuss more about that and that disgusting gut-punching loss that my Lions suffered to the Sharks. What a game, what a way to end the season for the Currie Cup final. And we'll have Brendan Null to talk about that on the other side.
Listen live and on demand.
Welcome to Omni Sport.